What if you were small and the enemy was a giant? What if everyone was afraid, but God chose you? This is not just a story about a battle. This is a story about faith. This is the story of David and Goliath. Long ago in the land of Israel, there lived a young boy named David. David was not famous. He was not rich. He was not a soldier. David was a shepherd boy. Every morning before the sun rose, David led his sheep to green fields. He watched them carefully. He protected them. He cared for them. At night, under the quiet stars, David sang songs to God. He played his harp. He prayed. He trusted God with his whole heart. David knew something important. God was always with him. Not far away, something frightening was happening. The army of Israel was camped on one side of a valley. On the other side stood their enemy, the Philistines. Between them was a dark, silent valley. And then a shadow appeared. A giant stepped forward. His name was Goliath. Goliath was huge, taller than any man, covered in heavy armor, holding a massive spear. His voice thundered across the valley. Every morning he shouted, "Send me one man to fight me." Every evening he shouted again. The soldiers of Israel trembled. Their hearts filled with fear. They hid. Even King Saul was afraid. For 40 days, no one moved. No one fought. No one believed they could win. One day, David's father said, "Take food to your brothers at the battlefield." David obeyed. He left the sheep early in the morning and ran to the camp. As he arrived, David heard a loud, angry voice.
Who is this
It was
God that your
Goliath.
armies defy?
The giant
I am
was
Goliath.
mocking
Bow before
Israel,
me.
mocking their army, mocking God. David was shocked. He asked the soldiers, "Why is no one fighting him?" The men whispered, "He is too big, too strong, too scary." But David said something different. "Who is this giant that he insults the living God?" David did not see a giant. David saw a problem God could solve. Soon David was brought before King Saul. The king looked at him and sighed. "You are just a boy," Saul said. "Goliath is a trained warrior." But David spoke with confidence. "When I watched my father's sheep, a lion came and took one. God helped me defeat it. A bear came, and God helped me again. The same God will help me now." King Saul was silent. Then he said, "Go, and may the Lord be with you." King Saul placed heavy armor on David. The helmet was too big. The armor was too heavy. David tried to walk. He couldn't. David removed the armor and said, "I cannot fight like this." Instead, David took his staff, his sling, and 5 smooth stones from a stream. That was all he needed. David stepped into the valley. Goliath saw him and laughed. "Am I a dog?" the giant shouted. "You come to me with sticks?" The soldiers watched in silence. But David raised his voice and said, "You come to me with sword and spear, but I come to you in the name of the Lord Almighty. Today, everyone will know that the battle belongs to God." The giant ran toward David. The ground shook. David ran forward too. He placed a stone in his sling. He swung it around once, twice, 3 times. Then, whoosh! The stone flew through the air. It struck Goliath on the forehead. The giant froze. Then he fell. Boom! The giant was defeated. The Philistines were shocked. They turned and ran. The army of Israel shouted with joy and chased them away. God had won the victory, not through a giant, but through a boy who believed. David won because he trusted God. And this is the lesson for us. You don't have to be big. You don't have to be strong. You just need faith. Whatever giant you are facing, fear, trouble, hard times, remember this: with God, no giant is too big.